After this video, you will never look at a turkey baster the same. In fact, she's just not gonna take up precious space in your drawers anymore, only to be used at Thanksgiving. No, here are 7 genius ways to use this in and around your house. So I will show you how to actually use this. In fact, after this video, you're gonna be running around your house with your turkey baster, pulling out of the drawer and be like, woo, this is like the best thing ever. Number 1, whenever you need just a little of something, such as this hydrogen peroxide. This is awesome for using your turkey baster to pull out exactly what you need, and it's awesome for cleaning those grout lines. I have so much grout in this house. I'm going to show you how well this works in my daughter's bathroom. Here you can see the before, the dirty grout, which is just accumulated over the months, maybe the years. So use your turkey baster to take out the appropriate amount, and you can put exactly in those grout lines. Now that you've applied the hydrogen peroxide, let this sit for about 10 minutes or so that it can fully soak into the problem area, and then go in with your grout brush. Go in, wipe up any remaining hydrogen peroxide, and give it a good scrub-a-dub-dub. Now you may look at that and say, Andrea Jean, it didn't work. My friend, you gotta wait till that grout is absolutely dry so that you can really see the full benefits of this. We're gonna come back to this in just a second so that you can see how amazing it works. And thanks to this for ease of application. Have you ever had the smell in your bathroom? You've cleaned everything. You've cleaned the toilet, you cleaned the sinks, you cleaned the floor, and you're like, where is this smell coming from? I know the culprit, my friend. There's a little hole in your sink that's for overflow, but oftentimes moisture and water can accumulate in that area, and it's dark and it gets damp, and well, that's a breeding ground for very smelly bacteria. Put something in there to kill the bacteria. So I like to use 91% alcohol. Use your turkey baster, and again, go in with your alcohol, and you can get the back of that little hole. You can get down in there a little bit better. Let it work its magic, and my friend, that stink will be gone. And you're gonna be saying to yourself, this whole time I couldn't figure out where it was. Now you know, the little hole. Number 3, I can barely keep a plant alive to save the life of me. However, there are 3 in my home that I've managed to keep alive. So there's several ways that you can use this when it comes to your plants. 1, if you have plants way up high, rather than having to take them down, you can't really see if you've overwatered them, or maybe they're underwatered, or maybe they're very dry. You can just use your turkey baster, we'll call this the plant baster, to water those up high plants. Also, this is wonderful for controlling the amount of moisture that you put into your plant. I think oftentimes I tend to drown my plants in too much water all at once, and they're very sad and they're angry at me, and so then they just die. The other way that you can use this is if you have overflown your flower pots, your plant pots, rather than having to carry to the sink, and you're like, oh my gosh, depending on how big your plants are too, sometimes you can't haul them around your house. Just use this to suck up the excess water and moisture so that there's no drainage on your countertop, your wood, heaven forbid. You don't want any stains there. This is so handy just for plants. Who knew? Number 4, have you ever been cooking something with an egg or baking something, and then an eggshell drops inside, and you're like trying to get a fork or a spoon, maybe your finger, to scoop out that eggshell because you don't want something crunchy unintentionally being in something that's not supposed to be crunchy. Aha! That's where this comes in place. Just use your turkey baster to suck up that eggshell. This works like a charm. I mean, so good. Now, many people will say you can use this to suck up other things, and it's got to be super lightweight. So an eggshell, this is what it's perfect for. Anything bigger than an eggshell is probably not going to work very well. I tried sucking up socks with this. Nope, didn't work. Tried sucking up jewelry. Maybe you lost it under your bed or something. Nope, that didn't work. But eggshells is the name of the game. Eggs! I love me some eggs. They're cheap, they're filled with protein, they are filling, they are good for you, but sometimes I just want some egg whites so that I can maybe have some dessert later. You get my point. I like me some egg whites. However, removing the yolks is a pain in the butt. You're like going back and forth like this, like trying to get it out. And no, take the top of this off. Like, this is absolutely genius and amazing. And you can separate the egg white from the egg yolk. I mean, you are not wasting any extra egg whites when you use this technique. In the past, when I have tried to separate these two things, I ended up wasting some of the egg white because it would get trapped in the eggshell, or it actually, I don't know, situations be happening. in. That made me very sad. But after doing this, I was like, oh, where has this been my entire life? This is amazing. I need 2 turkey basters now, just one for removing and separating eggs from the egg whites. And you can do this so much faster. So if you wanted like 5 egg whites, you can pull and separate much easier than if you were trying to do a traditional technique when it comes to doing that. It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. And you know I like fast and easy around here. Number 6, Christmas is just around the corner, and sometimes watering that Christmas tree can be a little bit tricky, especially if you have really long branches. They go low to the floor, you're pricking yourself, you're down on your hands and knees. The pine needles are getting stuck in your hair and you're like, what is happening? Who knew that watering a Christmas tree with a cup of water could be such a challenge? Or maybe you have presents all around your Christmas tree, yet you still gotta water the tree, and then you got the cup and you're moving them out of the way. No, just take a turkey baster. Again, then you're not gonna overwater it either, which is awesome and causing it to overflow all over your presents. We don't want that. And you have like go-go gadget arm to get inside of that Christmas tree. Now, I would show you, but I'm not one of those YouTubers that puts in my Christmas tree before Halloween. No, I can't do that. After Thanksgiving, sure, game on. But before that, no, you're not gonna see a Christmas tree in my house. And number 7, most of what you read on the internet when it comes to cleaning and home hacks, the people writing the articles, whether it's AI or not, haven't actually tried the thing. So be leery of that. If you want to know if something works or not, you are in the right spot because I test them all out. So the recommendation is that you use this to blow out, I don't know, popcorn or chips that get caught in your keyboards, or maybe you just want some air blown in some place that's directed in a nice tube like this and you don't want to have to buy duster. You get the point. So this can be useful for blowing air, but you gotta use it properly. Remove the bulb. I mean, you can just go to town with this thing. It's like the 3 little piggies. And before we get into the before and after of the grout, are we friends on Instagram at Andrea Jean Cleaning? If not, make sure that you follow me. It's linked in that description box below and pinned in that comments section, especially Instagram stories. That's where all the fun happens. Now it's time to check our grout situation and watch the magic unfold. But before we do that, my friend Tara had texted me this exact question, how to clean her grout. And I gave her a couple of options. She went with the hydrogen peroxide route, and she said, my friend, it worked amazing. I told all of my friends about your channel, and that made me so happy. So let me know in that comments box below when any of these tips and tricks work for you, because I love hearing that. Now onto the grout in my girls' bathroom. Look at how marvelous it turned out. You can see some brown spots that I didn't touch with the hydrogen peroxide and my little brush, and the parts that I did, and it is white, it is bright, it looks clean, it looks shiny. If you don't want to get down on your hands and knees, I have used a long handled grout brush in so many of my other videos. I'm going to link that in the description box below, especially if you have a lot of surface area to cover. You don't want to be down on your hands and knees doing all of that. This hydrogen peroxide is truly like magic. Now, a couple points when it comes to this hydrogen peroxide. I would wear some sort of safety goggles and make sure that you use gloves, because it will bleach your skin, but I have to say my fingers are unbleached and it's been about an hour and a half later or so, so it will go away, but safety first. Make sure that you sign up for the free newsletter that is linked in that description box below. But we've got to move on to other fun things. In fact, I don't think I've actually used this to baste a turkey. We order in on Thanksgiving because I don't want to spend all my time in the kitchen cleaning and cooking and sweating, and my kids, like, they're not gonna eat the food anyway. Let me know if you can relate to that in the comments box below. All right, click this video on screen now, thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you, my friend, in the next one.